Hey, Joey. Oh, man. Did we
Yeah,
do the
Joey
Joey?
Wentz didn't have it.
Did
Joey
we
Wentz hasn't had it for a few starts here.
do we do the Joey Wentz conversation now, or like it's just
Hey,
I
if
don't
we're
know.
holding everyone to Turnbull standards, all right, he's got to be optioned. And good thing Matt Boyd had a good outing, because otherwise he was going to have to be optioned. I don't want to go on a tangent about this, but I was thinking, we talked about Turnbull a lot last episode, and just thinking back on like kind of how we framed it. The one thing I have a second thought on is like, did we dismiss that service time thing too easily? So
Hmm.
you talk about all these angles of the conversation, and it still kind of comes down to, yeah, Spencer should have been more forthcoming about his injury if it's as bad as we're now led to believe. Which again, he's on the IL. The guy's hurt. Should have been more forthcoming. But why didn't the Tigers just put him on the IL? Or once he did tell him, why didn't they just be like, all right, we're in IL? Like, the only real explanation is the service time thing, right? And if that is a conversation, like, I feel like that's almost getting too cute, because then it's like, oh, you either get another year of Turnbull back from TJ, or maybe you can get a little more for him in a trade eventually. And look, pro labor podcast. It sucks that prospects get their service time manipulated and stuff, but I understand very clearly why a team executive, there's incentive for a team to have an extra year of control on a player. Like if I were running a baseball team, it'd be really hard to not, even with the new CBA, like you don't know if a guy's going to be a rookie of the year finalist or whatever. It'd be really hard to not manipulate that first year. Once you get into a guy's career, right, then you're dealing with a lot of what ifs. And that's another one of the reasons I never came out and was like, oh, the Tigers were trying to mess with his service time. But just in hindsight, like we were kind of dismissive of that. And that's almost maybe a little bit naive. That's all I got to say. Not going to talk for 30 more minutes about Turnbull, but that was on my mind this week.
Yeah, and I'll probably just add, like, in general, with the new CBA, I think we've all been kind of tricked into not putting that at the top of our minds with anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I think that was probably something that we were guilty of. And the bottom line is, and we'll just wrap it up. I'll wrap up this part of it real quick. The bottom line is, I actually didn't think he was worthy of being optioned. I believe I said that last week.
Yeah,
And
felt a little better about his outings than have the last couple of Joey Wentz outings, And I
mhm.
like Joey Wentz's stuff, but he's not necessarily showing those flashes where Spencer was a little bit.
Yeah. So, it's a weird, it continues to be a weird situation. Hopefully the injury gets, he rehab treatment and all that stuff, and he can get back to finding his form, which I do believe he was doing anyway.